Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Chrisnatha. I'm a certified life coach, author, and speaker, and I assist creative women serve with purpose. As always, come on and join me as I share some incredible content with you to help you stay motivated. So I'm sure you've seen the title. So come on into the room, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And we are going to talk all about motivation today. So come on in and join me. I'm going to give you a minute to grab your notebook and your pen, and we're going to talk about motivation, why it's important to stay motivated, but also to take a step further. Okay, so let me give you guys a second as you join in. Hello, everyone. Hello. All right, so it looks like we are ready to get started. And so today I'm going to talk to you about my most favorite motivational quotes and why they are important to me. So I have so many motivational quotes that I absolutely love to recite, to read, to keep me focused and inspired. I don't have the time to share all of them with you, but I did pick out a couple that I think you're going to really enjoy. So I picked out just a few, and I'm going to share those with you today. Okay, so the first motivational quote that I want to share with you is by Mark Twain. And Mark Twain is an American writer and an entrepreneur. Okay, and the quote reads, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Now you're probably thinking, okay, that's really simple, Chris. What's the big deal? Well, I love this quote because the secret of getting ahead is getting started. I believe it's actually very factual. And there was a time where I had a struggle with getting started. I would dream about so many things. I would take notes. I would write about them. I had a notebook full of ideas, but I wasn't doing anything with them. And some of you watching me today, you probably are going through the same thing. You have a notebook of ideas, or they're all in your mind, but you haven't taken action. And so some of us, we are basically experiencing dreaming about things, right? Just dreaming. Oh, I have a dream to be this. I have a dream to be that. Nothing is wrong with dreaming. The problem is when we remain in that space. And so many of us dream about so many different ideas, but we never move from dreaming to realization. And so I want to encourage you today, as I've shared that quote with you, for you to take action, because action makes the difference. We can't go on dreaming forever. So you want to make sure that you take action. So that's my first quote I wanted to share with you today. And that's the secret of getting ahead is getting started. Start where you are with what you have. A lot of us are dealing with being perfect. We want everything in place. I don't have my website up. I don't have my business cards. I don't have this. I don't have that. Newsflash, you don't need any of that to get started. Yes, you may need that as you build, but you can build along the way. Could it be that maybe you're making an excuse because you're really afraid to get started? So take the leap. I'm challenging you to take the leap, get started, and build as you go, because done is better than perfect. Okay? All right, so the second quote is by Eleanor Roosevelt. And for those of you that are not familiar with this name, it is a former First Lady. And she was the spouse to FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. And the quote is, "Do one thing every day that scares you." Do one thing every day that scares you. This is so important. I love this quote. Now, this quote might have scared some of you, but it actually motivates me because I truly believe in this, doing something that makes me uncomfortable. And so I'm inviting you to get uncomfortable, get out of your comfort zone, allow yourself to be stretched. If your dream doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. So dream bigger and take the limits off. Sometimes we are making decisions based on our own will and our own limitations, right? We're thinking, I can't do that. I don't know enough. That's okay. Do something, get uncomfortable, and learn as you go. You don't need to know everything today, right now, but you can educate yourself and learn as you go. And you can get with other people that are learning as well and that you can learn from. So do one thing that scares you every day, just one thing. If you're thinking about starting a business, do one thing that scares you. What scares you? Connecting with another business owner, maybe creating that Facebook group, right? Selling your first product or service, getting that first client. If that scares you, great. That is a good thing. That is one thing I want you to work on conquering this week. So do one thing that scares you every day. So today I want to ask you, what's one thing that you're going to do that absolutely terrifies you? And you can share that right down in the thread. I want to know. I'm being nosy today. What is one thing that absolutely scares you that you are going to do today? So we are a family. We're going to keep each other accountable, and I will follow up with you. Okay, so go ahead, be bold, and put down in the chat what you're going to do today that makes you uncomfortable. And then I want you to do the same thing tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that, and the day after that. Okay, so do one thing every day that scares you. And the very next motivational quote that I wanted to share with you is by Isabelle Levy, and she is a writer. So the quote reads, "Your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up." I know that I just snatched some edges, so I'm going to give you a second to gather yourself because this quote, I love it because it snatched my edges, but we got them back together. But yes, your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. And basically what I took from this quote is that courage is a muscle. Courage is a muscle. So push yourself beyond your emotions. Many times we're operating in fear, afraid of what will go wrong, afraid of what could go right, afraid of not being perfect. But once you overcome this emotion, you realize that it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad after all, and that you can do it. So get your courage to catch up with your passion, because your passion needs action attached to it. Okay, so remember what we said in the beginning. It's not enough to dream. We have to take action. So your passion is waiting for your courage to catch up. Be courageous, starting today, and do something that scares you each and every day. All right? So that's our motivational quote from Isabelle Levy. I love this one. Okay, guys, are y'all ready for the next one? Okay, so the next quote that I absolutely love is by Aristotle. That is a Greek philosopher, and it reads, "We are what we repeatedly do." We are what we repeatedly do. So excellence is not an act, but a habit. We hear the phrase of operate in excellence, serve in excellence, show up in excellence. That's a habit. That's something you do, right? That's something you do at home. That's something you do in your relationships. That's something you do in the workplace. So doing it in your business isn't difficult because it's something you already do. You've created a habit of excellence. It's second nature to you at this point because it's something you practice all of the time. And so I want to encourage you all who are tuning in to create successful habits. Create successful habits, right? What are some successful habits of successful people? I'll list just a few. Think about what your morning routine is. Think about what you do when you first wake up. Think about what you do in the afternoon, in the evening, when you're winding down. What are some habits that you have created for yourself? For instance, start your day early. This is one of the habits of successful people. Starting your day early and being a reader, because leaders are readers. So you're constantly learning something. Professional development as well as personal development. Exercise. Why? Because health is wealth. You want to make sure that you are well in every area of your life. Another successful habit is getting enough sleep. I'm guilty of always not practicing this, but I am a work in progress. And so I'm working on always getting enough sleep. Okay, that is important. It helps you perform the next day with just a restful body and a clear mind. And also practice self-care. Self-care looks differently for each and every one of us. So it could be journaling, it could be coloring, it could be taking a walk, it could be getting a massage, listening to music, lighting candles, taking a bubble bath. Whatever it is, do what you need to take care of yourself so that we can be well-rounded and successful. Okay, so we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is not an act, it's a habit. All right, so make a habit of being excellent in all areas of your life, mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, professionally. Let's just create those habits. It's not about being perfect, it's about always progressing to be better. And the very last motivational quote that I absolutely love, I've shared this with you before. To me, it was motivational. And it said, "It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not." It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. So it's important that we create a belief system that's positive so that we are talking to ourselves in a positive manner, that we are treating ourselves in a good and positive way, and so that we can truly believe that we deserve all the great things that life has to offer. I want to also share with you why it's so important to remain motivated. I use motivational quotes to remain motivated because there's moments where you just don't feel like it, right? But we have to move beyond the feeling of wanting to do something or being excited about doing something. And so there's 3 ways for you to create or remain motivated. There's many ways, but I'm only sharing 3 today. The first one is to create a positive environment. It's important that you create a positive environment inwardly, which is your mindset, self-talk, the way that you talk to yourself, and also the way that you love yourself. We just mentioned self-care. In addition to that, you also want to create a positive environment outwardly. So the space that you live in, right? Removing any clutter in your workspace, removing any clutter in your mind, right? Removing any negative people that do not support you or don't speak positive words into your life or over your life. You want to make sure that that's not part of your environment. Okay. The second thing is to celebrate your wins. Despite the fact that some people may feel like, oh, this is just a small milestone. This is just a small win. Every win is a win. And you need to celebrate every single win, no matter the size, whether it's considered small to you or a big win to you. Celebrate it. Have your own personal victory parties. Recognize your milestones. Treat yourself to ice cream, whatever you need to do, but celebrate your wins because they are significant. And the third thing is to surround yourself with motivated people. It's so important to be, just going back to creating a positive environment, to be surrounded by the type of energy that you want to have around you. I truly believe that we can be influenced by our environment. So if you have positive people with positive mindsets around you, that tends to rub off, and you guys can have incredible conversation, and even more of your creativity will come out when you're around certain people. So you want to make sure that you have those kind of people around you. If you're ambitious, get ambitious people around you. If you're creative, it's always good to hang out with some more creatives, right? And you guys can create. And also, there's a quote that I wanted to share with you. One more quote. It is by an American entrepreneur named John Ron. And it says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I want to ask you, who are you spending time with? Who are you talking to the most? On the phone, online, texting. Nothing wrong with having different groups of friends and associates and business relationships, but you want to just take a look at who's in your ear, right? Who's in your ear? Who do you hear the most from? Make sure it's someone who is positive and motivating you and pushing you closer and closer to destiny, because that's important. And so, guys, these are some motivational quotes that's super important to me, and I wanted to share them with you and to tell you why they're so dear to my heart. And I want you to create your own list. Create your list of some motivational quotes that will inspire you and keep you going. But remember, you have to take action. It's not enough to be inspired and motivated. You have to take action. Okay, guys? So those are my motivational quotes. And remember, do something scary today that's going to get you closer and closer to your dreams. Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm Chrisnatha, certified life coach, author, and speaker, and I had a great time with you. And remember, I am a masterpiece, and so are you. I also want to invite you to join me in my free community for creative women serving with purpose. It's absolutely free. The link is in the description. It's bit.ly/creative women serving, where I'm talking about how to serve with purpose, creating a really safe place of sisterhood where you can get motivated, inspired, empowered, tips on how to take action, master classes, and so much more. So I can't wait to see you in that community, and I'll see you next time. All right, guys, have a great day.